Hey guys, it's Alan Thomas with Rethink Dieting, and today is day number 38 of 90. And the 90 Facebook Lives that I'm doing. And I have Rethink Dieting and Transform My Future, which is where I coach men that are obese, uh, to lose the weight that's holding them back from living the future they were destined to live. You know, a little bit about my story. I tell it every night, but I always let people know from my perspective because I know what it's like to be there. In 2017, I reached 304 pounds and couldn't believe it when I stepped on the scales. I knew I was going to be known as my wife's first husband. You know, we'd been married 31 years at the time, and really just believed that I didn't have more than 10 years to live. I was 55 years old and I'd never met a man 100 or more pounds overweight that was over 65. So it shifted something in me pretty radically. And while I had failed hundreds literally of times on different diets and weight loss programs, I actually used one that I'd failed on 5 or 6 times before in the past. So it was really rethinking the process that changed everything. And it's what prompted me to lose 129 pounds in 260 days publicly. And what I do now is help men walk through that wilderness of obesity. I don't have any medical training. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a physical fitness expert, but I've been there and I know the way out. And tonight I want to talk to you about comparison. You know, it's in the world of Facebook that we're here in now. It's so easy to compare yourself to somebody's highlight reel, your worst day to somebody's highlight reel. It can be real disempowering. But when I was 300 pounds and 290s, and I was morbidly obese, you know, I would compare from a different perspective. And I talk to a lot of men that do the same thing. And it's really interesting to hear because I recognize it because it was me. It's what I did. I would go to the beach. We live on Amelia Island, Florida, and I'm like a mile from the beach. And we go to the beach. I'd be down there with my wife and some of our kids. We got four children that are grown now, but at the time, you know, they were younger. We'd be hanging out at the beach. And I wouldn't want to take my shirt off, but then I'd look around and I'd see who can I find who's fatter than me? Because at the beach, there's always somebody fatter than you, I promise you. And you could look around and there'd be some man or some woman that made me look skinny. And I don't say that to shame the other people. I say it because I was comparing apples to oranges. That's what I did every time. And I talk to men and they, you know, we have these coping mechanisms. I had them. You know, you probably have them. If you're obese, I guarantee you have them. And I would say, well, I'm not as fat as that guy. He was, you know, at the same age. I wasn't as fat, so I won. Whoopee! I'm only 300 pounds. He made it to 350 or whatever. And I would compare myself just like these men I talk to every single day. I would compare myself to people that weren't me. It was apples to oranges. I promise you. It was a faulty comparison. It was false logic. What I finally realized and through the process that I went through is I should have always been comparing myself to who I could be, not the 304-pound version of Alan, the 175-pound version of Alan. That's the one should be comparing to. But we all do it. We look for a way to justify our behavior. Because when I did that, it was easy to justify taking my shirt off, which, you know, hey, if you want to take your shirt off and you're 300 pounds, I'm okay with it. But what I'm saying, I would justify it. And so it would make it easier for me to come home, grab a bag of potato chips and, you know, onion dip and French fries and hamburgers, whatever it was. And it was never about the food, but it was always about the justification. It was a way I could feel better at myself so that I could go and gorge myself one more time. And I did it thousands of times, not hundreds of times. And so the comparison trap, it's really a trap because it anesthetizes, I can't say that word, anesthetizes us to what is reality. The reality is, who could I have been? I could always have been the guy that lost 129 pounds. I waited till I was 55 to figure that crap out. Excuse me. I did. I mean, why did I have to wait so long? Why was it so much easier just to look over there at some poor fella who was, while I was 304 pounds, he might have been, whatever. If it doesn't matter your size. If you're obese, compare yourself to the best version you could be. And it's not in a way to shame you. It's not in a way to make it where, it's something that I don't have compassion about. I do, because I was there. I mean, I know how it feels for people to take a look at you. They haven't seen you in a while. Then they're thinking, oh my God, he's gotten gargantuan. I mean, I've had that feeling. I've seen the pictures of me, these pictures that some of the guys that I work with think that I used to love taking pictures. No, I was always the guy behind the camera. My family just would catch me every now and then when I wasn't looking, or surprise me and say, hey, we want to take your picture. I don't want to have my picture taken. Are you kidding me? I didn't want record of that obesity, but I did have some, and it was a good thing. I'm glad I did, because I can look back now and say, I'm never going there again. And so as you think through this process, if you're morbidly obese, and men, who I'm talking to, if I'm talking to you, if you're obese, look at who you could have been. I mean, is it really just because you're now 55 or 58 or 50? Is that really the reason? Is it really the reason just now because you don't maybe exercise as much as you used to? Maybe you're like me. I've got an ankle that bothers me sometimes, and it bothered me a lot worse when I was 300 pounds. Is that really the reason, or is it that I can't get my head out of the cupboard? Is it I can't get my stop going to the refrigerator? Is it that maybe I'm thinking about this entirely wrong? Is it Angie, my wife, she used to make, grilled or baked chicken over and over and over and over again. And, the joke was she cooked 10,000 grilled chicken breasts or broiled chicken breasts. That didn't make the difference if all I did was go in there and grab the ice cream and the cake and the cookies and whatever when she wasn't looking. I mean, I had to change. She didn't have to change. Today, I mean, there's ice cream in my refrigerator right now. I'm not having any. I could have wanted it, but I'm not having any. There's cookies, there's cakes. I got teenagers in the house still. They eat garbage sometimes. It's okay. They know better. They ate well most of the time. They are both very fit. They live in my house. And if they want pizza or whatever, that so be it. I'm okay with that. I'm not the food police for them. I'm the food police for me. And you're the food police for you. So stop making it somebody else's responsibility. Stop making it about the person who's 10 pounds fatter than you, and start making it about you. Who could you be? I mean, think about it from the perspective of who could you be? You could be the best version of you. Don't compare yourself to the Pierce Bronson's, or however you say his name, or some guy that's perfect on TV, or some guy who is 500 pounds overweight on the beach, so that you feel better about yourself. Don't compare to either one of them. Compare yourself to who you could be. And otherwise you're comparing apples to oranges. So I hope this makes some sense. And if you guys are stuck at your current weight, if any of this has hit a nerve with you, reach out to me. You can go to transformmyfuture.com/apply. It's in the post, and book a free breakthrough session. It's totally free, and I think you'll find it very valuable. Love to speak to you. Also, you can go to rethinkdieting.com. That's I have a free masterclass there that you can watch. Give you some of the shifts that I made through my journey from 304 pounds to 175 pounds. And guys, quit comparing apples to oranges, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night.